Straight cash, homie.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at Straight Talk No Chase. I am your host / co-host, Trip Simpson, along with Kirk Keys, Axman Smith, Cosby Digital. Disclaimer today, I've been partying all weekend, had family in town. I lost my fucking voice, so bear with me.
Yikes.
It sounded the same to me.
Yikes.
You took a few things in the throat this weekend? What happened to your voice?
Oh, no.
It's raining, man.
Already, man.
That's what happened?
Yikes.
No.
Okay.
Nah. I got a big party in my backyard with a DJ.
Nice.
Yo, milkshake brought
We heard
all
about you,
the-
Yosemite Sam.
to the he got his police on.
But anyways, man, ain't shit going on over here. Kirk, what's going on with you?
I had a successful weekend. What's today? We had what, Tuesday? Yeah. Had
You got out of bed,
Had to
fucking
make sure. We had 2 successful events, one on Saturday,
For sure.
one on Sunday.
For sure.
Some wellness. We had some kings and queens come out, do some yoga with some adults, physical workout, all of that good stuff. Sign up for some mentor, mentee registrations and all that other good stuff. So yeah, it was a solid weekend. What y'all got going on over there?
Maria, what you got?
What did I do this weekend? It was good. I had a good weekend.
Did you have a date?
No, I did not have a date. However, I hung out with my godkids. We went skating. Then I went to like a skating marriage party. Like they just got married, so they did kind of like a party for, people who wasn't able to come to the wedding. Skate party. So that was cool.
Hold up. So they threw a party for the people who ain't
It
felt
was
sorry for when they
hella
couldn't come to the
Just
wedding.
like because they had to minimize it down, and then just
Sorry we forgot about you. Let's go skate.
Getting that.
Forget about it.
It was hella weddings this weekend though. 10, 2020.
Yeah, it was a lot of weddings this weekend actually.
Yeah.
What else did I do? I think that was about it. Yeah.
Cosby Digital.
I had a good weekend, man. Got some rest and relaxation. Got some work done. Man, it was pretty good.
Y'all niggas are boring as fuck.
I thought I had a
I just can't say everything I do on the podcast.
I'm old, man. What you want me to do?
Y'all niggas can at least make some shit up for the podcast.
Look,
I went skydiving this
I went
weekend.
to Love this weekend. College nights.
hey, I went to
Damn.
I went to Union Market. I went
to
on the
park.
rooftop of Union Market. Have y'all done that yet? It was pretty cool. They got a nice grass.
I'm
rooftop
glad
up
you
there
didn't jump, man.
With
I'm
a
glad you
bar
didn't jump.
and all of that stuff up
Okay.
there. It's pretty cool. Check it out, y'all.
Actually, I think I drove by and saw some people up there this weekend.
yeah, it's sweet.
Always some shit going on.
The
one?
rooftop is sweet. Union Market, right
There
on.
was a bar up there, right?
Yeah, they do.
Shit, I'm on my way.
Wait, which one? On
The only Union Market.
really? I thought it was. Ain't it on 8th Street? No.
I don't think you ever been to Union Market.
By the convention center?
It's on Florida Avenue.
And what else? I don't know. It's literally a Union Market on like 9th Street. By
You sure you quit drinking?
She started smoking.
Yes, I do. I so hate you.
Hey, from 9th Street.
Yeah, I could have sworn I seen something that said Union Market by Unconventional Diner.
No, Union Market is on like 5th in Florida.
The front, like, built from the framework. The original market is still there. It's
Right.
just new stuff in, like, all around the original market things that are
Where,
still there.
Very ginger fat.
What's the name used to be, right?
Where Union Oyster Bar is.
Yeah.
Where St.
Still
Anselm.
nice.
I love their brunch. Y'all should check St. Anselm.
Saying that's great
Yeah,
brunch.
it's pretty good.
Cool shit. Well, you guys this weekend was lame. So I guess we'll just go ahead and get into the fucking topics for the day.
Let's do it.
Maria, you want to pull up that article with
Yeah.
Jenny, what's her name? Jenna Mai?
Yeah.
Young Jeezy's submissive wife?
Well, his soon-to-be wife.
Submission tour.
actually.
No, actually they're married.
That's
2020.
No,
Jenna
they-
Mai from
they
The
didn't
View,
get married
correct?
Yeah,
yet.
Jenna Mai from
Yeah.
The View.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's now on The Real. So basically, like, she's
I always think that was the same show.
No, it's
I did too.
not. Oh my God.
What's the difference between The View and The Real?
One is called The Real, one is The View.
The broads on The View are older.
Yeah.
A lot older.
Oh, she was like Whoopi and them now.
No, she's she's
I think there's also
Actually,
some
she's
white
on The
women
Real.
on.
Oh,
The
she
View,
left and got
but
real.
there's only
Left
black
and
women
I
on
don't think
The
she's ever
Real.
on The View, was she?
I don't know. One of y'all
think so.
said that.
You said it.
I
You started
didn't
off
say
with
that
The
he
View.
was on The View.
Huh?
I didn't say that she was on The View.
You did.
Oh, I thought she was on The View. I thought The View and The Real was the same thing.
No, see.
The View and The Real are the same thing. Just one of them is just some old hags.
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
other
one
one's
got
just young
Whoopi and
dots.
fucking
Yeah.
They're
Some
respectable
football
women, Trip.
players,
Respectable women.
To who?
wife or something.
Everybody.
Eve
Mankind.
is on that one. Eve is on The View.
daytime television.
Eve is on
I
The
watch.
View.
I don't watch TV, so I struggle with these topics.
Oh gosh. All right. So Jenny Moss, she basically is in the news because she went on The Real today. I mean, not today, but yesterday, and she was talking about how now she wants to submit to her man. Okay. Now people were saying a whole bunch of stuff about it because she's been married before. She was married for like 10 years to this white guy. He owned a farm and some other stuff. And she wasn't submissive with him. Was like, I would never be submissive. But now with Jeezy, now that she's engaged, she's like, she want to be submissive. Now there's a clip from the show that I think we can play so that y'all can hear exactly what she said and what she meant.
Okay, so which clip do you want me to play? The one that she did on The Real, or?
Yeah, the one that she did on The Real.
All right, gotcha.
On The View.
All right, let's get it cracking, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
So I'm gonna say right here that I, Jeannie Mai, going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man. Let me explain. When I hear this definition, like you just said, Adrian, submitting has a negative connotation. It means that you are less important, you are lower than that person that you're submitting to. It usually can be like, referenced as somebody who works lower than you, and that's not what I'm referring to here.
Yeah,
but what I've really learned in my life for my definition of marriage, I'm not saying what I want works for everybody, I'm saying for me, I'm a very dominant woman. I own my business, I lead my teams, I played my own manager, my own publicist, my own lawyer when I didn't have money to have those people. So I make the decisions in my life. When I come home, I like the idea that my man leads us. That doesn't mean that in this case, Jay makes all the decisions for us. That doesn't mean that when he says, how are we spending our money or where are we moving, that I just say, yes, sir, or yes, your honor. Like, it's not that. It's a, you know what? I think that we would do best here. I want to do this. And he takes the decision, he formulates it with our overall vision, and he leads us. And I like to submit to that. I don't want to lead in our household and in our marriage. I want him to lead, and I have all the essence of what I bring as a wife to make that decision, but that I love that my husband will be the man that leads. I like that structure in a marriage, and I look forward to that because, girls, it's tiring being the boss of me. It's tiring leading all the time in my life.
all the
And I
time.
come
It's
home,
tired to
I be
look
the boss
at
of that
all the time.
I grew up in a household. My mom has a very strong force, and she took over a lot of decisions in the household to the point that my dad, unless it was always going to be a fight, he was like, you know what? Go ahead, whatever you want to decide, go ahead, and I'm
Gives
just going
up.
to do me, and that causes a wedge. And I can have that tendency. I'm just saying, for me, I can have that tendency to follow like my mom because it's what I grew up in, and I saw it. And I saw in my living space, I would all of a sudden just wake up and go and make decisions without asking and checking in. So I am the fault that can cause the inequality because I am pulling in my habits from my old household to how I run my business today. And that is not okay. And I'm careful and aware of that today. So I'm just telling that to anybody else who didn't
That's
tell
so
me
great.
that when I could have learned that before.
Wow. So,
Yeah. So what do you guys think about that?
I mean, I think that she's 100% correct.
Yeah.
Oddly enough,
Sound like she met a real nigga.
right? Oddly enough, feminine Twitter went crazy over her comments.
Yeah.
And I think she explained herself pretty well. I mean, ladies, nobody wants a nagging ass woman trying to be in charge all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can be your own boss, you can run your whole life, and when you come in the house, let the man be the leader.
Yeah, that's a different thing, and it's so funny because I was talking to a couple people over the weekend, discussing how like women think of submission as being this bad thing, or you know, it's like it means that you have to obey your husband, or like, you know, you don't have your own identity, you have to answer to somebody. But when you're in a relationship, it's not just you, so you do have to, you know, talk things out with your partner. You should be able to, and especially as a woman, I feel like you can still have your own independence, you can still have your own mind and your own goals and what you want. However, it's a matter of respecting your husband and your partner in a sense of where, like, when it comes to changes within the house or within your union, you need to consult with them. That's just how I look at it.
Right, and I mean, I think ultimately, being an independent woman is like anti-woman. It's like anti-womanhood, because men are pretty much put on this planet to protect women, to mate with women, to have children. That's what we're here to do. So you wanted to be this independent woman who can make all her own damn decisions. You know what you're gonna end up? You're gonna end up 60 years old with a bunch of fucking cats.
Oh no, not the cat.
And they're not even gonna respect you.
Wait, I get that.
So, I mean, I think what this young lady said was right on point. I mean, if you want to keep a man, especially a dude like Jeezy, that's gonna have to be your outlook.
But I feel like I totally agree with her. However, I also feel like people was giving her shade and like coming for her because in her previous marriage, she was like, oh, she's not submitting to her husband. It was like this big old thing. But then, and she was with him for like 10 years. She said she didn't want to have children, none of that, like all of this stuff. And now all of a sudden that she went with Jeezy, things are starting to change. But when you grow, you change. So maybe he just opened her mind up to different things, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, she saw where trying to be like that already got her in her old marriage.
Learn from her mistakes.
She did say she was mad at people who ain't mentioned it before.
Right.
Well, she ain't say she was mad at them, but you know, kudos
She
to
wish
people who
somebody
didn't
would've
say
told her.
nothing to her before. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I feel y'all. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I said it in the beginning. Sounds
I hear
like
you.
I ain't got more to say to that.
So let me ask you this. How do you feel about the women who are coming out against her for saying that? Let's make this interesting.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean,
Come on, let it. Come on.
People talk. People talk for the sake of talking. People like to talk. It's always gonna be controversy.
I'm not gonna let you run away from this.
But it's like, do we gotta even pay attention to the controversy? When you start acknowledging the controversy, it makes the controversy valid when it doesn't need to be valid. I think we should take what she said. I think we should actually like soak
How do you
it in,
feel?
address it.
How do you
You're
feel
asking the wrong
about
person.
the
I feel her. I agree with her 100%.
How do you feel about the
any of the controversy? I'm like, y'all are talking nonsense because why are y'all even talking about what the
But
opposite?
it's a lot of women like, and the funny thing is,
they exist exactly, but why do they exist? It's like she ain't say nothing wrong.
Topic on the radio yesterday. I think one of them.
You gotta edit that out.
The radio.
I'm driving, guys. Okay, G.
Who the fuck listens to the radio?
Sometimes I do.
Was your cell phone dead?
Shut up. So they were actually talking about this same topic, and one of the co-hosts on it, a chick, she was like, no, you should not be submissive to your husband. I'm married. I'm not submissive. We have an equal partnership. It's 50-50. We talk about whatever. It's no submitting, no nothing. And the guy that was on the show, he basically was like, well, why not? Like, what is the problem?
But that's her mistake
I also
right there.
think the concept of what submission
Being
is.
submissive doesn't mean it's not 50-50. Like, a marriage is always 50-50.
And that's what I mean.
Right.
But it's just you submitting certain ways.
That's why I just mean she didn't say anything wrong. The
Like,
way
if-
she
if-
explained her
if
submission, I think it's cool.
If my folks tell me, yo, the kids need this, they need that, blah, 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 we need this for the house, I'm gonna be like, all right, because that ain't my lane.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's also technically
know what I mean?
submission.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been with you to Home Depot when you had the honeydew list. Like, babe, what kind of one did you want?
You know what I mean? Like I submit in that regard because like that's her lane. She watches that shit on Pinterest and fucking YouTube all day. I have no ground to stand. No, you know what I mean? But when it comes to other shit,
right?
Like what we about to do, what we about to buy, the car we about to get. You know what I mean?
The guns
shit like
get?
that, right? That's my fucking decision.
Nah, baby, it's the AR, not the M16. But I think she actually did a great job explaining the difference between what some women are interpreting as submitting, that you're submitting everything to the man, versus she's saying leadership, right?
Exactly.
If you look at their two lives, they're both very successful people. One might argue Jeezy is more successful than her, and he's gotten it out the mud. He came from circumstances where he's been having to be a leader in his life since he was 14 years old, and he's reached the point of his career in music and business where he's an extremely successful man. And she looks at him and sees a man that has made the type of decisions that put him in the place that he's in for her to even think about being with him. So she sees him as a man that can lead her, that can make pressure decisions, who can, set them up for the best possible life. So if she has that, why wouldn't she, lead to that? She talked about how she has her own team, her own business, her own brand that she runs all day, 9 to 5, doing her thing. And when she gets home, she doesn't want to have to wear the pants. She wants to feel comforted.
Right.
She wants to feel stable. And because let's not get it twisted, men date for different reasons than women date. Like, women look for stability, look for strength in a man. They'll mess with a dude they ain't even necessarily all the way attracted to if he can provide them with a very stable, nice lifestyle. Yeah. A man is not doing that. If she don't do it for you, she just don't do it for you. And 9 times out of 10, if you just not a bum ass dude, you're not gonna be with them. If you got anything of your own, you're not gonna be with a woman you're not attracted to, you don't feel something for. A woman, that strength and stability means a lot more to them. So that's just the manifestation of how we date, how we love each other.
I know some bums that be with chicks that they not attracted to, but because they got money, they with them.
Yeah, they like females, dude.
Right.
The dudes who do that, they date like a woman. Like, oh, she can take care of me. Like, but there's niggas out here like that.
She got a new Honda Accord.
I'ma drive that bitch while she at work.
Yeah, I mean, and the funny thing is like the people who have things to say about what she said are the same ones who are gonna shit on a man who isn't a leader. You know what I mean? So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. And 9 times out of 10, the women who are talking shit don't have a man.
Look.
Or they're, never mind.
Look, and she said something very important. She said, I'm 40 years old. I'm not worried about what other people are thinking about my relationship. Because this is my relationship and I have to do what is good for my household and my relationship. And more people who would actually get to know their partner and do what works for your relationship, you'd probably be a lot happier.
Yeah.
I agree, guys.
Kirk, you want to weigh in on this?
Agreed.
Well, on that note,
You on fire today, Kirk.
Hey, I started from the beginning.
I think it was the fireplace. Man. It got him going.
got him cozy.
He's unstoppable today.
I don't know if y'all saw, but Willow Smith was in the news a little recently.
What'd she do?
It says that she felt as though she was shunned by the black community because of the way she was raised.
All right, let's get some more context.
Right.
What did she say?
So this is the article. It says, if there's one way to easily trigger a mother is to criticize the way she's raising her child, and yet the act of mom shaming is running rampant in our culture. In fact, black mothers
active mom shaming.
Yeah, in fact, black mothers have to carry the burden of shaming unlike any other group, and sometimes we're guilty of doing it without even knowing it's being done, especially as many working moms are at home with their children during the pandemic. It's the latest hot topic that the ladies of the Red Table Talk, which is Jada and Willow and Jada's mom, that they are tackling this subject during the next episode.
Why are these people.
Can I go?
Why can they? Go ahead.
I'll be on fire for this one. It's like, nah. But no. I feel like this is just like the last one, where we are again focusing on the hate. Because ain't nobody mom shaming them.
Right.
That's exact. Like, I remember when they was a few years younger, Jaden and Willow, it was like, I remember saying this is what free black kids look like. Like, you don't get to see too many black people who've already grown up in the limelight, and then they have children who are raised in the limelight and like kind of get to do what they want. They got money, they got power. Like, ain't nobody really bothering them. They can do whatever it is they want to do, and they literally are dabbling in so many different things, whatever it is that they want to do. And so, like, that's literally what free black kids get to do. Like,
and I
create,
feel like,
do what they want, make music, make movies, make content, make clothes, make a water brand. Literally, whatever it is they want to do, they out here doing. Ain't nobody shaming them. They just out here letting them live. But if you focus on,
it was a lot of black.
If you
It was a
focus
lot
on
of
the
black.
negativity,
but I feel like she's trying to blame black people because her and her brother are weirdos.
yeah,
They're fucking weirdos.
At the end of the day,
You're a fucking weirdo. Nobody's
But they're
shaming your
from
mom.
Cali,
You're a
and
fucking
then-
weirdo. You and your brother are fucking weirdos.
So this is what Jada said. She
Weirdos.
said,
I mean, you're gonna get questioned.
I cannot. It says Jada shares her own stories about being mom shamed, specifically around the criticism
They
she
focus on
faced when
negativity.
her daughter Willow first cut her hair, and in the decision to homeschool both Willow and her brother Jaden when they were younger. The impact mom shaming has
Nobody
on
cared about
mothers
that.
is profound.
nobody
she
cared.
said.
You know why people cared about
But
her
what
cutting
is
her
often
hair?
overlooked is the
Nobody cares.
devastation
No,
it can
but
have
do you want
on
to know the few
children.
people who do? You wanna
Damn,
know why?
let her read the damn
Because prior
article.
to that, she had a song that said, "I whip my hair back and
Let her
forth."
read the damn article.
I mean, she did. She said what
No,
had to
she
say.
wasn't done. Y'all like, oh no, ain't nobody do that shit.
All right, go
What
ahead.
else you got?
Finish.
You still want to finish?
It says, I guess so. It say Willow reveals how that experience, as people shamed her through her mother, inadvertently took its toll on her as well, saying specifically with me, the African American community, I kind of felt like me and Jaden were shunned a little bit, like we're not going to take pride in them because they're too different. Even some of our family members, I would feel they thought
You can stop
you're
right
too
there. You
different.
can stop right there.
Man,
This is
Jaden
why
was
I
wearing
fucking
dresses.
hate black celebrities. They're fucking
Hollywood.
trash. You sit up in your big ass mansion, living rich as fuck, while most of us aren't. And you complain because you're a fucking weirdo and people don't understand it.
And would rather
Nobody in the
listen to
black community is
negativity.
shunning you. Everybody goes to see Will Smith's movies. Everybody checks on Jada Pinkett Smith whenever she does work. Few and far between that is. And people supported the Karate Kid, that weak ass movie that Jada Smith came out with.
And
Nobody
Pursuit of
shamed
I think,
any of you people.
actually, a
And
lot of
Pursuit
people
of Happiness.
actually did
And
shame.
They
Jada
will.
sells like
Let's
hell.
cut her hair.
All right, just
address
let me know
the
when you
elephant in the
let me know when you finish.
Let's address the elephant in the
Let
room.
me know when you finish.
You put a fucking dress on your kid. So you're a fucking
Yeah.
weirdo for that.
Yeah.
That's why people shamed you.
Yeah.
You're a fucking weirdo.
So first of all, Jaden did that on his own. So let's just address that.
All right, but
But
you
she allowed
supported
it
it.
Sorry,
as a
let
parent,
me know
you
y'all
gotta-
done.
Supported it.
So we're gonna talk about the actual genesis of the story, right? So Will Smith told this story in an interview. I think it was Breakfast Club. He told it to where as though they was in the middle of the Whip My Hair tour, right? And the song was popping, it was hitting, it was going crazy, and he wasn't really listening to what Willow was saying. Willow was like, "I'm tired. I want to go home." And Will was like, "Nah, baby, you on the cusp of a superstar. You need to keep going, keep going, keep going," pushing him. She's like, "Dad, I'm tired. I want to go home." So one tour stop, I think they was in like Germany or somewhere, right? They came to the room. Willow had cut all of her hair off, cut it off bald, cause she wanted to go home.
Sit back right
Yeah.
here.
She wanted to leave. So the genesis of that story of like parents, and they got shamed for that, and he told the story about that. Like that's something. So we think because parents are rich, especially if you're black.
Everyday
Nah,
people get shamed.
listen.
So you think because you're rich, you're insulated from the everyday issues you go through as parents
not
and
even
children and culture. Because that's the same thing they say about LeBron James. What the white people like to say, "Oh, you make this amount of money. Your black son, your black daughter is insulated from the problems we have as black people." We are never insulated from those things. And people in the black community who have never reached that level of success, that don't understand their lifestyle, definitely shame them. Like
Alright,
when that picture came out and she took a picture with the boy in the bed, he had his shirt off. They went through a bunch of shit because of that.
I mean, that's
different,
weirdo.
so
That's weirdo
different
shit.
things that children make mistakes because they're in the limelight. It gets amplified. Like people's kids do that kind of shit all the time.
Yeah,
but
we
it's just
feel you.
they in the limelight.
So with that
gets
being
amplified.
said, though, you didn't say anything different than what I said when we supposedly cut her off because she wasn't done reading the article. What I said was nobody necessarily shamed her. What really happened was you made a song about your hair. You came out with a song about your hair, and while you were still on tour with that song about your hair, you cut it all off. So if you're gonna draw attention to your hair, what's gonna happen when you cut it all off? You're gonna get backlash. Stop acting like the things that you do when you're in the limelight don't get backlash. That's what's gonna happen. If you want to be in the limelight, if you're in the limelight, if you're doing things that celebrities do, like making songs about your hair, then when you change it, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get people talking about it.
But it was
Let's
about
not say
it was
that
it
you
was
were
a-
shamed.
it was- but it was
No,
it was
let's
about
not
it was
say-
about
hold on.
parenting in
Let's not
terms
say-
of
let me
She
finish
would've
too.
captured
Will-
the picture.
Will Smith
Can I
admitted
hold on?
that
Can I
I
give
was
you to
not.
Kamala Harris? Because I wasn't finished. So with that being said, we didn't say anything different. All we
nigga's awake.
all we
down.
said was that she did something that put her in the limelight, and then she made a decision. Nobody shamed her. We talked about her because you're in the limelight. The same amount of people that said something negative probably said something positive, but we're not talking about those people because everybody focuses on the negativity. Same way with what she said about the about submission. Who cares what the people that's focusing on negativity got to say? She ain't say nothing wrong when she explained it. She explained it and she gave a good explanation on the back end. Like everybody takes submission differently, but if you give a good explanation on the back end of what you mean, there was no confusion there. That was clear. So with this being said, she's a celebrity. Like, take the celebrity backlash that you're gonna get when you make a decision after you made a decision prior to that would focus on your hair. So now that you cut it off, yeah, nobody shamed you. We just talked about.
So we talking about when first of all when she was a 12-year-old child.
Okay.
All
right, and now-
then we
and
talking
now how
about the
old is
parent
she?
actually got out in the media and said, I did make a mistake in terms of me parenting my child in that way. I did not listen.
So did we
when she
shame
said-
her or did we?
Oh,
or
you
did
gonna
we
hit me with
address
the
it?
Kamala Harris?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Will Smith himself admitted, and Jada admitted as a parent, that we pushed them too hard in that instance. When they were done, they burnt out. Like, they were thinking in terms of how they tour as adults, as music stars,
So
as
maybe they
artists,
should have been
as movie
shamed.
stars.
Maybe they should have been shamed.
Oh, so this is the thing. It was relevant. That's what I'm saying. It was. You're arguing what Willow did. I'm saying we're talking about why they were their parents were shamed.
Because they
So
even
that was the
said
decision
mom
why the parents
shamed.
to
But that's
continue to
an
push.
One of
It's
the
like
one of
your
the
parent-
context was mom shamed as well. So it's not even just Willow. I'm
Right.
talking about all of them.
You
They
complain
all are
about
in the
people
limelight.
shaming your
They all
mom,
made
but
those
then
decisions.
you give the reason why people, like, you just showed us that your mom and dad fucked up.
They said it.
And
They
you complain
admitted
about
it.
them getting criticized.
So I think y'all taking what they said out of context. It's not about. They're not saying people are wrong for doing it. They're saying this
Why does
how.
that have to be the black community?
Listen. No, listen.
I don't get that. Like, nobody else said anything.
Because
That's just
they're
so
black.
fuck-
But
that's
they're black.
But that's
Not
typical
majority. I
Hollywood
was about to say
bullshit.
majority
They're
of
black.
the
Like,
fans
Are they
they're
not
so,
black?
they're so disconnected with the rest of us that is fucking crazy. Like, all of this shit we're going, it's white supremacists kidnapping governors or trying to, and you want to come out and cry about some punk ass shit like that. Like, please.
So you're mad that someone's talking about their own life experience? That's literally so.
You know why, man?
They've literally
You know why,
been.
man? Because you're blaming your weirdo life on the black community. You're a fuck.
Weirdo life.
You're blaming your weirdo life on us.
So no, you
wanna
change,
be a
you're
weirdo.
You're actually changing what they said. They're saying what are the effects of
They did
being
say
that
because they grew up so
they're being that famous. Like, you got to realize Willow and Jaden have never known not being
But people
famous.
still support them. They never been canceled.
And that's why I said
They've
that's
been
what free black
questioned
kids
and
look like.
criticized, just like every other fucking human being on
And
the
just like
planet
every other
gets.
human being feels criticism,
Nigga, if
especially
you-
children.
If you walk into work, let's say you had a job, and you walk into work. No, he's the entrepreneur. But let's say you had a job and you walked into fucking work late, right? They're gonna be like, nigga, you was late.
Yeah.
It's not going, did somebody die in your family? Are you okay? Have you been drinking too much?
Right.
Are you depressed? Nobody gives a fuck. You late, nigga. You're late.
I'll ask you a question.
So when you do something weird, it's weird.
Have
We-
you
if you don't disclose to us, damn, if you don't disclose to us why you're doing weird shit, we're not gonna know.
Have you ever been criticized by thousands or hundreds of thousands of people for a
Yes,
decision
I
you
have.
made?
I definitely have.
I know, and you saw the pressure that came with that by standing on your 10 toes, right? Was there pressure involved in that?
To a degree, yeah.
So imagine transferring that same pressure to a teen and a preteen for the decisions that they make, how they're scrutinized, being
that's another way that their mom should be shamed for pulling them into a life that they wasn't ready for.
That could be true.
So don't sit up here.
Let's end it there.
But hold on. But hold on. That was the crux of the argument. That's why she felt bad, because she was like, Mom, I want this career and I want to be pushed out there. And then I get out there and make mistakes and my mom get criticized for it. But my mom only supported me the whole time. But as a parent, you got to take them bullets for your child. You got to take that criticism for your child. So I think
$1 million bullets.
Yeah. Huh?
Take the $1 million bullets.
Well, at the end of the day, money is not the cure-all for everything, and we know that as black people in America, money gets us a certain level of insulation.
We know money is definitely a piece of the cure-all.
It is, but it's not the cure-all.
When you're capitalist in a capital society, you're gonna have these issues. So whatever, rich people's problems about going on tour and being tired. All right, motherfucker. It is what it is.
You know what I realized? Happiness and problems are all relative. Like, if you never had shoes, you don't care about you don't have shoes. You've been barefoot. Niggas like, oh, it's so bad you don't have shoes. Like, nigga, I ain't never had no fucking shoes. Or if you lived in the projects, right? If a black person lives in the projects versus somebody who lives in a hut in a third world country, when they come here and get into the projects, they feel like they lived in a mansion, because it's all relative. As black people who live in the richest country in the world, and we see 6 blocks over, somebody's living way better than us.
I mean,
extremely better than us, and we looking like, man, this situation is fucked up. But somebody coming from Nicaragua or deep Mexico, somewhere a third world where they don't have running water, they don't have lights, they come stay in a project in DC, it's a whole new world for them. So problems are relative. So I look at this situation like they don't know average people problems because where they grew up and the amount of money they had. But that don't mean they still don't have problems, still have issues that aren't worth discussing.
But when you say things like the black community,
their fans are in the black community.
They are fans of all
I
races.
think that's why they feel shunned, because their fans aren't in the black community.
But when you do shit that black people don't do, we're going to question.
Exactly. It's not even that they didn't have black fans.
But they got to learn
they had black fans, but they know majority of their shows is white people, and I think they care about it.
The problem is, right now, in this point in history, we don't need some of the most popular people in our community coming out talking shit about our community, because there's a lot on the line right now. I think it's just extremely selfish to come out and criticize your own community that's going through some shit right now.
I don't think she criticized the community.
What are you talking about?
She just talked about
the
her
black community. Can you read it again? What does it say? What does it say?
You gonna let her read it?
2 phones.
Hey, gotta work with
From what I got from her, she didn't criticize the black community. She just talked about the response of the black community to her work.
So this is what she said.
Which is a criticism.
I quote, Willow reveals how that experience as people shamed her through her mother inadvertently took its toll on her as well, saying, specifically with me, the African American community, I kind of felt like me and Jaden were shunned a little bit. Like we're not going to take pride in them because they're too different. Even some of our family members, I would feel they thought you're too different.
And I don't think that's true.
So that's her feeling that way.
I still have no problem with Jaden Smith. He's a freaking weirdo. But if Jaden Smith came out with a good product tomorrow, I would buy it.
And that's
the last song, Jaden Smith.
Feeling like that.
And that's how I feel. As somebody who's in the black community who listens to them.
You're a little bit more progressive and smarter than you would say the average.
Nah, we can't start boxing people.
That shit matters. Like you would embrace it. Even though all the weird shit he did, like if you came with something tight, I'm buying. It's certain people in the black community who are so narrow-sighted,
and that's you choosing.
Oh, this nigga did that. I ain't messing with nothing else that he doing.
How I'm talking about
that's a real thing.
But that's how we choose to focus on hate versus choosing to focus on the love, because we got 50-50. It's the same way you can talk about these people out here who I don't think there are any in the room right now, but we then try to highlight how there are other people out here who aren't even in this room who are hating on them, and they can't even actually prove that. Because where are they in tune to the black community on a regular basis that they can say that they're out here shunning them, other than that being their feelings, and they are just focused on their feelings and a few people who might talk on their Instagram feed.
It's not a few people if they feel it. So as being a celebrity, it's a gift and a curse. So you have access to so many people, but a lot of people have access to you. So but this is the thing: you can't shame some. Like, she's sharing her personal experience. That's all she said. She's not saying everybody needs to feel the way I feel. She's sharing her personal experience. So how can you can't shame someone for sharing their particular
share that shit when we're not on the hot seat right now. Share that shit then. Right now, we don't give a fuck about your feelings. We got other shit we gotta worry about. We don't care about your feelings.
Well, you share your opinion on the black community a lot on this show. Good, bad, or indifferent. So when you start shitting, I be like, hey, we got too much to worry about, buddy.
At the end of the day, I uplift the black community. I don't generalize the whole community. Say the black community is the black community that. No.
Sometimes
I specify.
You do say the things that they need to do differently. And
sometimes the community is a problem.
The same thing.
I specify exact people. I don't say, oh, the community is this. No, I say Clarence Thomas is a coon or Kamala Harris is a goddamn Indian. Like, I don't.
You do say what the black community as a whole needs to focus on.
But it's not a negative thing. Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
My outlook towards my community is I'm in it and I want to make us better.
I think we always need to leave room for people to share their personal experience, though.
I'm gonna tell you
I think we do, but I also think people's personal experience needs to focus more on the love that they get, not the hate that they get, because you're not selling 1 million records off of hate.
But that wouldn't be like human. Like, we feel both sides.
Right.
We feel love. We feel hate. We feel criticism. Like, especially as teenagers, everybody put themselves back to puberty. Like, what people thought.
How old is she? For example, with this particular episode,
maybe like 19 now.
Look, so with this particular episode on the Table Talk, they have brought somebody else in, right? Look, are y'all paying attention? They brought another mother in, and
a mother.
She basically was like
one mother out of 6 billion.
One of the girls. So yeah, it says they had a psychologist on there, and she's an expert in narcissism, and brings to the discussion further insight into why people do this to women. Giving advice to one of the mothers featured on the show who has been mom-shamed over her son's natural hairstyle.
What the fuck are we talking about?
The doctor said the best defense is to speak up in the moment.
The doctor said that?
Yes.
We should have had a mom for this segment.
Yeah. She has to channel her inner leader and say we have got to, as black mothers, stop destroying each other. What? And when you're talking about my son's hair, this is actually a bigger problem with our community.
This article's a hit piece on black Americans.
That conversation with me, ladies. Like, what?
This is what these niggas are talking about in Hollywood. The rest of us out here trying to get reparations and shit. And these niggas are talking about their feelings and how we're shamed.
Because of your son's hair, you think that the community...
So I don't think it was a thing if she said people shame. So you gotta realize, right? We live in.
Hold up, what kind of hair does his son have?
I don't know.
He probably got locks, so like some he said natural hairstyle. So you gotta realize us living in DC, like we're in a liberal place. But if you go like certain places, when I lived in Texas, like they like dreads, that's dirty, like flat out. Why you got that dirt? Like you look dirty. Like different places around this country, what we take for granted as what we've always seen, people get carried for that kind of stuff. Like,
I've been
why you let your son go to school look like I've heard that. Like, why you let your son go to school look like, and he just had natural hairstyle, and especially in the southern, the Bible Belt, where conservatism and looking the part, sounding the part is way more important than actually participating in your own culture. People really get shamed for, doing them. Where dashiki in the South back in the 90s? They be like, that voodoo, that nigga voodoo you doing. Like, when you just participating in culture. So don't get it twisted like people aren't shamed for making cultural decisions.
People get shamed for everything. So now people getting dread shamed. Motherfuckers getting fat shamed, dread shamed.
I definitely light skin shame you on this show all the time.
Yes,
you know,
No beard shame. Look, he growing his beard back. You must have been on. On for a while.
I'm not offended. You know why I'm not offended? Because people get shamed.
Right.
I'm not above shame.
No more time.
You definitely should be not above shame.
I don't give a fuck. You know what I do in life to combat shame? I work hard at what I do, and I stuff my bank account. Fuck shame.
Hello.
So to hear Willow Smith sit up here and talk this bullshit, come on, man.
Yeah, it's like.
So how you gonna feel when you're like you're raising your daughters in a upper middle class household, right? So
Here we go.
because you might experience this same scenario. So while you're talking shit about Willow, this might be right down the pipe for you, where your daughter's gonna bring an issue to you that you feel like I provided you this lifestyle
Bro, the
in
kids
this
bring
situation
issues all the time.
I'm talking about, you know, your daughters are under 10 years old, right? I'm talking about when they get into the 13s, the 14s, the 15s, where puberty really kicks in. The pressure really kicks in when they learn who they are in the context of society. And they're gonna have issues that you feel like, you know what I did for you, you know what school you go to, you know what we drive, you know what I've done for you, but they don't know the opposite. They don't know the other side. Problems are relative. So you're gonna experience this raising upper middle class daughters. And by the time they get 14, you might be a millionaire by then. So the problems that you're shaming them for being millionaires, your daughter's gonna come down with some of the same issues.
Cool. So one thing I realized about life is you gotta let it take its course.
Yeah.
My parents told me a whole bunch of shit when I was a kid that I didn't get until I turned 25 years old. That's when it hit me like, damn, these niggas was right all along. It is what it is. If you come to me with some bullshit, I'll be like, look, shorty, you gotta live your life. You can't let some little shit like this fuck up your whole shit. She might not understand it then and there, but she'll get it one day. And if she doesn't, it's nothing, I can't control that. She got her own mind.
Yeah.
We spend too much time focusing on other people's opinions.
Yeah.
But
You know what I mean?
my thing is just advocating you gotta permit space for that to happen, because it's gonna happen.
Of course. I'm just saying.
But that's the thing, you can't get on and say, oh, you talking the bullshit.
Don't use your influence on the culture to bash your own community. Like, I think that's just trash.
fair.
But think about this,
fair.
right? If let's say
You can talk to your fucking psychiatrist about this shit.
By the
you don't have
time-
to bash the entire community.
By the time
you
one
felt the way.
By the
That's
time one of
bullshit.
your daughters right get to maybe high school, right? They may be going to Sidwell Friends or somewhere like that, where they going to school with all white children, right? And when you go to school with all white children, you learn certain sensibilities, you learn certain ways of acting, speaking, and doing, right? And then when you come back to your community, you get ostracized because they say, "Oh, you talking white or you acting white."
Hey, bro.
That's not always true.
That,
Hey, bro,
that
hold on.
happens. Like
No.
that's
Hold
what
on,
it is.
hold on. He asked me a question.
No,
I gotta
before
answer.
you, I got
I didn't ask you a question.
let me make one quick point. Sidwell Friends graduates, Militia and Sasha Obama are two of the most favorite black people amongst black people in this world. And I don't care who they talk like. And nobody cares who they talk like.
That's not really
and
relevant
We're gonna
to what
focus
I'm
on the
talking
black
about.
people who don't like Militia and Sasha Obama, or the black people who do. Because there are some out there that exist that don't, but who gives a shit? Because there are a whole lot more out there that do. And Willow might as well be compared to Militia and Sasha Obama. She just don't want to be in her head, and she's sitting here talking this bullshit right now. But they are some of the most worshipped black people out here, dog. And that's what I'm saying. We wasted our time having that even debate and defending that nonsense. Let's just say you should stop focusing on the hate, focus on the love, and you won't have these issues. It's that simple. Let's just, or we can even call it a mental health issue. It's a mental health issue because you would rather focus on the hate than the love. But let's address it as it is and not just sugarcoat it and say, you know, because these are these things, it's okay because it is okay. But let's recognize it and then address it as such, not just sugarcoat it and not call it that thing that it is because we got baby people and talk around everybody's feelings.
I like that. I'll give you a ball for that.
So I think that's kind of a different argument than what I'm making. I'm saying,
The question you asked me though.
yeah, I ain't asked you no questions.
You did ask me a question.
What
I just
asked you?
interrupted it.
You asked me what I would do when my daughters and my son are in a situation where they're going to school with white people and some shit pops up. right?
Yeah.
So first thing, me and their mother, and even my ex-wife, are the perfect people to talk to these kids about that situation because we all went to school like that.
Yeah.
Now, me, not so as much as them, because the moms went to predominantly white high schools and colleges.
Yeah.
Me, I went to Wilson. So it was like a bunch of white people there, but it was still
That's
nigga
still,
town.
Wilson is still a black school.
Right, that's a black school.
But honestly, like, all you can tell your kids is to be themselves, teach them about themselves, and hope that they have the will to
To
want to
withstand the
stand in
hate.
their own
Yeah.
shit. But if they don't, that's another issue. But like, all you can do is just hope and trust the system,
And
especially in 2020.
And that's the struggle of black people, but especially black well-to-do people and children, where we have the means and
Stop telling people I'm well-to-do. I'm broke.
no, we have
I'm broke as shit.
we have the when we have the means and smarts to exist in other spaces, but we're the few that exist in those spaces. How do we navigate it when we get there? How much of ourselves are we allowed to be? Are we able to be and still be able to conduct the business that we want to conduct, right? We teach our children to, handle themselves accordingly, be able to handle any situation, but we don't even have that same understanding. Like when they show up black, right? Regardless how much money your parents have, how successful your parents are, you still show up black. So the white peers still look at you a certain way regardless, right? Whether it's, I think you can rap better, I think you can play basketball better. It's certain connotations showing up black, right? Where you're just living your life as the black kid, like, all right, they see me as this black kid that they see stereotypically on TV, the rapper, the basketball player, the person of culture. You're supposed to be able to dress. You're supposed to be able to do all of the shit that all the other black people can do. So I'm identifying you as the black kid that should do all those things. But coming from your environment, you may not know how to do that shit. You may not know how to identify all the way with your black culture because you haven't been around it in the way that the black kid on the ground in the regular DC streets, the New York streets, the LA streets, Chicago streets is able to identify with. But they still looking at you that same way. So it puts pressure on that kid, like, how do I tap into what they identify me as, but still remain authentic
We
to
don't
myself?
teach pussification in my house. So, first of all, if you're coming home telling me what all these people are saying about you and what they expect from you, that's the wrong tone to come at me with anyway, because you're not raised like that. Now I understand that can happen, but I'm not gonna entertain it too much because I don't want them to feel like that's a valid way to look at life. It's unacceptable. I'm sending you here to get an education. Make your little friends, but you don't have to be a fucking tap dancer for these people. Be who you are. If they don't like you, then move on. If you want to be a tap dancer, be a tap dancer. But that's your decision, not mine. It is what. That's all you can tell them. Like you. Other than that, what you gonna do? Hold a gun to a kid's head all day and make him do everything you want him to do?
Can't.
You can't. I fucked up big time up until I was like 22 years old. I wouldn't say big time, but I didn't do the things that I probably would have done if I would have thought back. You know what I mean? It took me a little second to get where I needed to be. But once I got there, I realized I was like, yo, these niggas was right the whole fucking time.
And honestly, we luck out if we are able to make mistakes and still still make mistakes and realize they were right and still thrive, because so many of our peers only get to make that mistake 1, 2, 3 times and they end up in jail or dead. So I count my blessings based upon the mistakes I made as a teen and a young adult, and I was still able to make it to this point. And it's like, that's what I try to get people to realize, man. You gotta meet people where they are. Like, I don't shun anybody just because they famous and you feel like they shouldn't have those problems. Like, they don't know anything other than that. Like, we all are emotional people. And if you log on, you just learn the internet. Hey, man, let me Google my mom. And you just see a shit ton of articles just shitting on your mom because of something you did. Like, damn, I cut the tour short, and they telling me my mom is the worst mom in history. I took a picture with a boy in the bed, and they telling my mom is the worst mom in history. Like, they shitting on my mom. Like, we gotta really like think about that. Like, if you logged on the internet and you saw 100 articles of people shitting on your mother because of something you did.
I hear you there.
That's good perspective, too.
But my thing is this, right? When you bring the community, you put the community on trial, that's when I gotta be like, okay, shout out to Professor Black Truth. Yeah. You gotta crack eggs to make an omelet. Unfortunately.
But that was her experience, though.
But
it was
I don't
black
give a
people
fuck.
shitting on her.
When it comes to my community and your feeble opinion, I'm not fucking with your opinion because I'm going with my community, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to get shitted on because I'm not gonna let you sit up here and put us on trial because you did some weirdo shit and we're not allowed to comment on it. The fuck out of here. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying we should cancel Willow Smith. I'm just saying it is what it is. You got what you pay for.
And I'm saying that I agree with what you're saying. I'm saying for this specific instance, I think it's just a child internalizing what the fuck is happening in their life. You know what I'm saying? If she log on and see there's black people talking about her mom.
Yeah, but this is a whole article put out by BET where her parents probably had something to do with it, probably cleared it. Like, this wasn't just her on Twitter wilding out.
No, it's going to be on the Red Table Talk. It's a topic of the Red Table. So it's content. I don't think so. Because just like we took this content and unpacked it, they're going to do the same thing on the Red Table Talk.
It's taking out time of her day to put her own community on trial.
On trial, though?
On trial.
So I think it's a lot of. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot. I think
everybody watches the Red Table Talk.
It's some generational things that we have in the black community that we need to break, like in terms of how we deal with each other. So I think we have opportunities to examine our behavior, not say we're wrong for it or shit on it, but let's examine why we do what we do, why we say what we say.
How about let's not do it on camera? We don't have to have a fucking therapy session with Edie and everybody. Bro, nobody else does this. Nobody else does it.
I think more black people in our community need therapy, though.
But not on camera.
I think they're advocates for therapy.
Bro, perfect example. And we can segue into the next topic. Yeah. A group of white supremacists targeted the governor of Michigan. Right?
Yeah.
She never came out and said, these are white supremacists, yada yada. She never used the keywords that you would use to describe these people. She never put them in their proper context. Why?
Because she don't want to get kidnapped or shot.
I mean, they already got locked up.
But if she started putting it on blast, she realized she could be touched. I wouldn't say shit either.
I don't think she could be touched. These idiots got caught real quick.
Look, but if you feel like people are gunning for you, are you gonna poke the fire like these white supremacist motherfuckers?
I don't know.
So I think the point of the matter, though, is
she's smart. Why would you do that?
But I think the point of the matter is to say the black community should be strong enough that we should be able to stand together enough that nobody's gonna speak out against us either. Because that was the whole point, is she needs to be on code, and whether she feels a certain way about us or not, she shouldn't be speaking out against us as a whole. She should say what she gotta say.
Right.
If they went out here and tried to kidnap this woman and she still ain't speak out against what they as a whole are doing, and you're giving her reason for why she didn't do that, what we are saying is everybody needs to be on code on our side too, to not do that dumb shit the same way she didn't. Don't justify her not doing it and then justify why that other person did do it.
I recognize those are two different situations, though. Like, if she speaks out against white supremacists in Michigan, where she is, the police in Michigan are white supremacists. That is a fucking racist ass state where she is. So if she speaks out against those people, she's not gonna have protection.
So let's be black supremacists.
Versus Willow Smith is sharing her versus Willow.
Now you're just caping again.
Versus Willow Smith is sharing her personal experience.
Don't say no big wild shit against us, because I don't like that shit either. I don't like when you just speak out against the black community like this as a whole, when I continuously say the same hate that you getting out here that you want to keep addressing, you get that love too, and nobody wants to pay attention to it. So let's pay attention.
So are you saying she never addresses the love that she gets from the community?
I don't know what she does and doesn't do. What I know is what they're talking about on the Red Table Talk is her hate.
She definitely does.
You a slick dude. I like how you trying to.
Yeah, don't ask me what she talking about because I don't know what she talking about all day. That's not my business.
Put the black community on trial.
So the article did not put the black community on trial. She talked about her experience with her, because if she wasn't like, she's black.
You about to say her community?
She's black.
Who does she deal with black on a daily basis?
Her mother, father, cousin,
community-wise.
She even said in the article her own family members. So she's literally speaking. So she's literally speaking her personal experience.
If you don't think Willow Smith is hanging around white people all day, you got to be fucking kidding me. You got to be kidding.
I mean, ain't that how August Alsina though got him in the mix because she hang with black people too?
No. I think Jade was hanging with August Alsina. Never mind. I ain't gonna get into it.
First of all, if you live in Beverly Hills, if you live where they live, you're gonna have white friends. Period. That's a given.
That's what it is.
I would agree, and I don't feel like.
So I'm not saying she don't be around white people, but she clearly was expecting some type of embrace from her community that she didn't get, and she felt a certain type of way.
Then your parents should have taught you better, because black people don't do certain shit.
The question is, then who's
all they do is hate. They gonna love you, and they still gonna join on you.
I think she's talking about learning experience.
We gonna have. Listen, black people got shit in the cup for everybody.
Like I said, they gonna love you.
You gonna get fried
on you.
Yeah, I didn't. So let's go on record. I didn't agree.
Fried by some of the people who I love the most in life.
Absolutely,
they have completely fried on Christmas Day.
But that's the black experience.
Nigga, you got that for Christmas, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Come on.
If you ain't had cousins or siblings that ain't like go on you or joan on you.
Nigga, we do, yeah, but that's my thing. I don't want to make it a habit of criticizing a fucking teenager talking about what their experience was. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. But we talk because we talk about the governor of Michigan. We can segue to that. She's smart by not mentioning.
How is that smart?
Because who's gonna protect her?
You have a fucking legion of white supremacists all throughout the state of Michigan, plotting to take over the government, and you don't think you should talk against that?
Who's gonna protect her?
The FBI clearly did, because they fooled it.
Okay, they got one plot. Who's gonna protect her?
The FBI clearly did it. And let's not get it.
Government that she works for.
So you trust?
And let's not get it twisted. These guys were a bunch of fucking, like I said a couple shows back. Yeah. These are fucking dumbass hillbillies. Yeah. But they had a real plan. Like, these niggas was gonna go kidnap her at her vacation home, blow up the bridge that leads to the home, and escape on a boat. Like, these niggas had it planned out.
So, but that's what I'm thinking. So you have you got the hillbilly Hicks with a decent plan. So if she speaks out against all of them, who's gonna protect her? Because we saw when they had those the protests with when we saw they had the protests in Michigan about the masks and things like that. They stormed the Capitol and the police didn't do anything. They showed up with the ARs, pushed the police out the way, stormed into the Capitol. So she remembered that. Like,
the funny thing is, they also got foiled for plotting against police too. Yeah. They were trying to kill police officers. So we segued into this. My real question is this:
do we need to mind our business?
Damn, it's like you read my mind.
I know, because we need to mind our business.
Y'all got such a connection over there.
Why is it a war, dog? Let them fight it. Why are we in it?
Is it that white supremacists are trying to take over, or is white supremacy at war with itself and crumbling? Is this something that black people need to get involved in?
No.
Okay.
I think black people need to be aware of what's going on. We need to be cognizant of the situation, but we don't need to get involved. Just like if your two cousins is fighting at Christmas or Thanksgiving, the ones that always fight, you make sure they don't kill each other. You just monitor it, but you don't get involved.
I don't
But with
care
this
if they
one,
kill
you
each
might
other.
want to let them.
But you a cold.
Not my cousins, but I'm talking about them.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying. But
Those ain't your cousins.
But what I'm saying is you monitor things, but you don't get involved because at the end of the day, we need them to fracture each other because you have factions fighting in each other. The intellectual white supremacists that's been operating for a long time,
Right.
been trying to, get land, get resources, really control things. Then you have the Donald Trump brand of white supremacists, the tobacco spitting, second grade education white supremacists who's been empowered over the last 4 years that wants to assert their energy and their dominance. So they're going against each other right now. So you let them, fight it out with each other and get some incremental power for ourselves. That's what I would do in this situation.
Can I give it a better context very quick? You said if we at the family dinner table and your two cousins is fighting, you let them fight, right? So let's, for better or worse, say if you at the slave table and your two slave masters is fighting, do you let them kill each other then?
Yeah, you let them kill each other.
All right, so that's where I think where we are now. I don't think they family. So with that being said,
Facts.
let them kill each other. And no, don't insert yourself. You're absolutely right. And I think that goes all the way down to the election. I think all of this is their war. I think they've been battling. I think they was battling since 2016. I think Hillary and Trump was one part of that. I think this is part 2 of that. And here we are trying to insert ourselves and mind our business where our business don't need to be. Let them figure that out while we all collectively unify, get ourselves together, get on the same page, get on a little, whether it be 10-point plan like the Black Panthers had, whatever it is that we feel like we all need, because you got your black people aren't a monolith people who are like, yeah, we got money, we rich now, we want to worry about this over here, while you still got your black people who are over here in poor poverty and all of that good stuff. Let's find out what is a mutual ground for everybody that we all need, and then take that to them in 2024, when honestly, if Trump wins, then in 4 years it don't matter, they need a new Republican and they need a new Democrat. So holler at us in 2024 when we can come to the demands to your table with exactly what it is that we want, and whoever it is that wants to match that on either side is who we go with, because we so democratic that they don't ever have to give us anything because they know you're gonna get your vote either way. Well, let's try and figure out who's actually willing to step up to the table and give us what it is that we demand, not just say we'll give you this, and this, and then we all in chaos because we ain't actually asked for nothing. They not giving us what we actually asked for.
I mean, I agree with both of you guys. But I do think that we have to pay attention.
Yes.
Because
sure.
at the end of the
Definitely
day,
pay attention.
white supremacy is all about black oppression. So understand that the winner of the war is coming at us next. They're just fighting over which way to control us.
Yeah, they fighting over the spoils of war, and we are the spoils of war.
They figure it out.
Definitely. So I would
You
say
unify first, then they don't even have that control over you.
I would say what we ought to do is definitely stay out of it, because let them go back and forth.
Yeah.
Let them argue it out. Let them go to protest, shoot each other up, whatever they're gonna do. But I don't think we should fully take our attention off the situation, because at the end of the day, we're still the primary factor in all of this.
I think we should take the Russia approach. We should fan the flames on both sides. Run some ads for the crazy white supremacists. Run some ads for the Stephen Miller, the Koch brothers type white supremacists together. Run those two guys together. Run those ideologies together. Even moderate and right-wing Democrats, I agree with you. Like, they can go with the rest of the white supremacists as well. But we need to pay attention, and also so we can know when these people show up to our community trying to get our support, we know, who to accept and who to shun. So I think we definitely should be paying attention to that. And two, I think from a community perspective, we can understand how they galvanize under a white identity. I think black people need to galvanize under a black identity, whether you are liberal, whether you're conservative, whether you're whatever, right? We're seeing a very few cracks in fights in the quote unquote white identity. Normally they're lockstep in together. And I think as black people, there's something that we can learn from, even if we have some fundamental differences, if we can unify under don't want to say black supremacy, but unifying a black identity, because it doesn't matter when it comes to dealing with that part of society. They don't see the difference between whether you're a super liberal, you're a Rasta, you this, you that. Nigga, you's a nigga, you black, and we're gonna treat you accordingly. Even they lap dogs, when they get tired of them, they treat them like black people. When they get tired of the black conservatives, they're gonna get tired of Clarence Thomases. They're gonna get tired of the Lee Elders. They're gonna get tired of these people, and once they're tired of them, you know, they're gonna dispatch you. Bill Cosby learned that.
And I even say this. What's most interesting about this is that even the racist nigga in Virginia, the governor, they were plotting to get him. Old blackface Ralph.
Yeah. Ralph Northam, they was about to take him down.
No, they were plotting, this same group was plotting against him. So what I'm saying is like, man, 2020 is interesting.
It's like the Twilight
The lines
Zone.
are blurred, but I think it's clear what's going on. I think this is even with this whole virus, I think that ultimately this whole shit is a war between different factions of white folks. But don't get it twisted, black folks.
They coming for it.
Whoever wins is still coming at your ass.
Yeah.
But if they gonna get in a war,
That was for the culture.
what culture?
Your culture.
Oh shit! But yeah, man. So, like I said, ultimately, man, we just gotta watch our ass. All right, Maria.
All right, so everybody got their cup card. Cohen seems like he has a juicy one. Do you want to wait for yours to be last, or do you want to go first?
I'm not gonna do this card. He already said. He tried to set the tone.
No,
You gotta do it.
He tried to set a
You gotta
narrative.
do it. No,
What's your
you
card
can't
say?
What's
Try
your
to say a
card? Go
narrative.
ahead.
Those are the rules, bro.
Is butt play considered nasty?
Whoa.
Let's cuff.
Consider.
Is butt play what?
Considered nasty.
I wish we
Definitely.
could have people
It's
call in on
disgusting.
this one.
Huh?
No
Okay,
offense.
so wait, so y'all don't do that to y'all
No.
girls?
I don't
Chick
want your
y'all with?
funky ass. Number
Oh
one,
my God.
and I don't want you touching
So,
mine.
Like, I
Wait a
definitely
minute,
put my
so
thumb in a woman's butt before
I was
too.
about to say, y'all
Not
don't
interested.
I had
accidentally
put a thumb in there, but
back
that's it.
there where y'all like,
Listen,
wow.
No deeper, just in case my family's watching.
I'm not like you shit out of your ass. Like I'm sorry, I don't want it.
Yeah, but you also clean it though. You don't just like
Maria, you seem
go
like you
and
like-
do that.
Maria, are
With
you
a dirty ass, you don't do that.
Maria sounds like.
Maria? Are you a USB-C?
USB-C?
Look,
Just made that shit
Maria, don't let him sex
First
shame
of
you.
all, okay.
United
don't
States butt
do
contenders?
Any of that, okay? I don't do any of that.
How do you plug? How do you plug your charger?
I do. However, if it's done to me, that's fine. That's okay.
Let me ask you this. Oh, this is about to get trifling.
Oh shit.
Go on left.
Oh
He
shit.
didn't record.
Look.
He heard you say, let me ask you this. He's
As
like,
if we don't
oh.
got 8 cameras already.
Right.
So Maria. Okay, so you like to have your
Cake.
First of all, let's be
You like-
clear.
you like your-
It is not a.
No.
Okay, wait a minute.
I'm
No.
the algorithm. I just want to make
No,
sure.
right.
Uh-oh.
It is not something that you have to do. It is required.
Hold on. I'm asking you. I didn't ask my question yet.
He asked, do you like it?
No. The hell with getting your ass licked.
Okay.
Are you one of the? Do you take it?
Do you enjoy anal sex? I think what he's trying to say.
No. No.
Okay.
I don't.
I was-
However,
I had
have
so
tried
much respect for you.
it? No. What you should still. Have I tried it? Yes. Do I like it? No.
Whoa.
However,
think
if
everybody
it's my husband and he want to do it,
You may want
I'll do it.
You might want to reevaluate your husband.
Okay. So y'all.
I don't want nobody's ass.
Okay.
At all.
But you know what? That is fair for you to say as a man,
people that
because I know that there are guys that actually, especially older men, they like doing it.
Yo, I'm just saying, like, I like pussy.
Right.
I
I
don't-
got you. What about you guys? Look at girl.
I already said nah. That was
I like
we
pussy.
both. I think everybody.
I can
said nah
speak
already.
for me. Like,
I made the Cole name speak. Yeah, my bad.
I've tried anal sex with a woman. She was on her period. She's like, "This is an alternative for you.
Yeah,
you want to try this?"
Yeah, I did.
Did her mouth break?
It was a tight. It was.
Did her mouth break?
It was cool.
She just got her braces
but
tight?
I was always worried about what if
really
something
go to.
gets on me. Like, I really feel like that's exit only.
Yeah,
wasn't a go-to.
I agree. I do too.
I'm out on anal sex.
It wasn't a go-to.
Yeah.
But
I tried on
like
the
she
same
said, if
trip
my
that
partners,
phone.
that's something that they enjoy, and it was like, that's what I want you to do, I would do it.
You'll submit to it.
Hold on.
You're definitely not playing with
Are
nothing
you still
over
getting
here.
your chimney cleaned?
Nah, man. So look, we had back in like 16, 15, 16, we had a whole show about this, right?
Oh shit.
We did.
And I revealed in the show that I had my ass eaten before.
Oh
yeah.
yes, I remember.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. See, that's the narrative. You can't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't a guy.
Yeah, it wasn't a guy. It was a woman that did it.
But still,
It was a woman.
but still,
I've never.
I don't want anal stimulus.
That's fair.
But this is the thing. You can't
That's
create a
fair.
narrative that it's like. I've never done nothing with a man. A woman did it to me.
I'm not saying it's
give him the
big.
So
button.
I don't even know. I wouldn't think of if a guy did it, it would be better, or because it's a butt, has something to do with a guy. No,
I don't
it's a
know.
woman who did
Your
it.
asshole's sacred, bro.
That's fair. I agree. It definitely is. Do not enter.
I don't give a fuck
Well,
what Juicy J.
I'll
I don't
say
care
this.
what Juicy J says.
It
I don't want my ass
It
ate.
was thrilling. I would say
I
that
was about to
because
say
it never
that.
happened to me
I've heard-
before.
No,
I'll
I've
give you
heard.
gunshots. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it was thrilling.
I've heard guys say that it's actually
Oh, no.
one of those things that are definitely they like it.
Yeah.
Now, will they say to the girl, "Oh, this is
Like
what I want you to do"?
that's
No.
not something I'm signing
Right,
up for every week.
exactly,
Like, hey,
exactly.
babe, it's ass eating time. No, I'm not.
Right.
Versus the
Like, and
tongue.
it was an old head that like kind of she was like, nah, just relax. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do something real quick. I was like, whoa, hey.
I don't hit women.
Whoa.
I don't hit women, but that's a quick way for a woman to get.
Hey, that is hilarious.
But that's the thing. Somebody I trusted. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So you were raped.
No, I wasn't raped. I was not raped. I was not raped. And I
It
think
was
when
somebody
it comes to the sex and bedroom, when it comes to what you enjoy and what your partner does and what you want them to do, it's not always about what's quote unquote taboo, right? What is your partner like? If you love them, you enjoy them, you wanna please them, you do what they like.
Yeah, that's true.
First it's the tongue, then it's the thumb. Then
Oh
it's
my
the peg.
gosh.
Next thing you know,
All right, we're about to.
See, that's the missionary guy. Like,
Next question.
anything other than missionary, I ain't with it.
Next question. Okay.
How you end up?
What
Who
are-
was the first question? Oh, it was
No,
Cohen's was
Cohen
the first.
did.
I thought that was yours.
I gotta get some of that weed.
Okay.
It's still high.
What are your pet peeves during sex? Okay, since this is I'll answer first. My pet peeve during sex is a guy talking, and not necessarily talking is what he says.
She wouldn't last with Wesley Pipes.
Hey, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, right there.
No.
Hold that.
Yo,
No,
that is
get
like
low.
a pet
Get low.
peeve of mine. Like, oh yeah,
wouldn't last.
whose is this?
Shut up.
It feels good, doesn't it? Shut the fuck up. You're just like, no.
Shout out to West Coast Productions.
You know what though? I'll say shout
raised
out.
all of us.
Shout out to any man who can talk during sex. I be so concentrated on that busting and that. I don't say shit. I'll be like,
Stay focused. Stay
Yo.
focused. Baseball.
That's what I'm about to say. You
Watch
think
your
about
football
most of
team.
shit.
I gotta be real drunk to be talking shit during sex. I gotta be real drunk
Hey, young.
and on Viagra.
I'm so weak. That is funny. Oh
You
shit.
can't go in COVID again.
Look.
There's no way.
Damn.
Oh, God.
Kurt, what's your pet peeves during sex?
I mean, I don't really do no talking. I don't do
It
no
says,
talking,
what
and I
are
gotta
your
also.
pet peeves?
Yeah, I don't do no talking, and I gotta also. You gotta ride at some point. I like that. I enjoy
Oh
that.
yeah.
That's it.
Wait, so what
Was
is
that
your
a pet peeve?
That's not a pet peeve.
Why is it not?
What's
No,
something
that's
that
how I
you
feel.
don't
What is
like?
something that you don't like during sex?
That's
sex.
pet peeves. It gotta be something you
Yeah.
don't like. It can't be something you like.
A pet peeve is something that you don't like.
I never even realized that. I thought it was just a habit.
Hey, yo, what
something you
was
with
that?
or you
I
not
don't like.
with.
He like, I don't like her
Pet
showing
peeve
up
is
with.
something you not with.
I don't like her showing up with bullshit weed.
I'm sorry.
The pet peeve, man. No bush
weed.
weed.
But I said one that I didn't. I did both because the one I don't is talking. I don't mess with the talking.
Okay.
That was why I said that. My bad. But
Okay.
my point was one I didn't and one I did.
I'll tell you what my pet peeve is.
Oh shit.
I got
thought you just did.
two of them. One, I think is universal.
Uh-oh.
I don't want no weird smells.
Yes. Ding ding. Wait, come on. Yes,
That's
that
a
is
good one, too, the
universal.
whole time.
That is a
Number
good
two
one.
is
Everybody
like,
knows that.
go easy on the balls. Like, you know what I mean? You going in, you sucking dick. Don't just go wild. The balls are sensitive. Go easy. Easy on the jewels.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That is funny.
have you ever, well, fellas, have you ever just been getting to the end and they start going on the balls? You're like,
Oh, yeah.
they think you're doing a good
You
job.
got hit him with the hand clamp. Hold on, baby. Hold on. You got hit him with the knee clamp. You got hit with the knee clamp. You got clamped the hand clamp. Hey, baby, calm down.
Slow down now. Slow down now.
So you know what? My
Yeah,
pet
but
my
that's
pet
funny.
peeve is related to that. I don't like the bucking Broncos when they get on top and they just start going wild like because that's the problem. You hitting the balls, you
Yeah.
hitting my stomach.
You doing way too much.
Like you doing too much. They just gonna
Hilarious.
No, look, ladies, we do
Also
not like the
nasty.
bucking Bronco. We gotta find our rhythm, get the rhythm, and then go. Don't hop on there.
I'm trying to help
Trip
you
was
out,
just,
too.
Yeah.
Right,
the trip
right,
was just
right,
with the whole balls though too. Is you gotta be easy on the teeth, no teeth,
Yeah.
because that also is a little stressful.
Yeah, oh yeah. Teeth is, teeth to get you sent home.
Yeah.
Who use teeth?
I mean, you supposed to know that too, but
In my old
you
life,
gotta state the obvious.
I mean, sometimes women have little mouths and they can't help it, or they got too many teeth. Like
But
they
you
gotta
know,
really
I-
practice.
Or they
But
just
it
don't even
also
recognize that their teeth is too
experience
close.
Yeah, you matter with some
because
extra teeth. Like, man, you got a few
It
extra
also
teeth in
could
your
be
mouth.
Experience though too, because I know like a couple guys, you know, like a little teeth, not a lot, but a little.
I don't know nobody like none of
That was
that.
odd, but
guys like teeth.
I've heard it. I'm not a guy. I've heard it from some guys.
You must be dealing with these crazy white dudes.
Not
that get
somebody that I
beat
dealt
up and-
with. I'm just saying.
Give me
I
those
think that's the
teeth,
funny
babe.
part
Babe,
about
give me some
sex.
teeth.
For everything we think is a pet peeve, somebody probably likes that
like,
shit.
right, exactly.
There's so many people in the world like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Alright,
I hear it's
what's
people
your
subscribing
card?
to
What's
OnlyFans
my-
foot joints.
I don't know. I went down a rabbit
know
hole
who
on a
doing
porn
that.
site one time to see what the
porn
people
is-
looking at. Like I went on porn, but just went down the rabbit hole. I looked at the list of what videos are. I was like, oh shit, people are doing every fucking thing,
Yeah.
and it's videos that got millions of views. Like it's for like
Some
people
nasty
fucking dogs and
motherfuckers.
goats and
That's that
so that means it's a
bestiality
million
shit.
people out here
Yeah.
who are interested in that shit, in
That is
the
crazy.
bondage, the spanking, like,
It's a lot of people into that shit.
and it's like.
These white dudes like getting kicked in their balls and
They
shit.
do.
Like,
They do.
all right, okay, what's my cut card? Oh, this is a good one.
Long pause.
Are you? Pause.
Nah,
This
I was
nigga high,
looking
but
at
I'ma
the
give
question. You didn't hear me. I said yours is long. Pause.
Oh
The
shit!
question.
Yeah, you gotta.
I just let it go because I heard it.
Are you obligated to tell your new partner that you dealt with someone that they know?
Yes.
Yes. Well, you know what though?
I think
Yes.
it depends on how close it is and if it can cause irreparable harm for no reason.
So
Yeah.
yes. Like I feel like this. If it's somebody now, if it's somebody
There's too many people in
that
the world. You don't know who people
no,
know.
but if it's somebody that say you didn't know was in their particular circle, right? And then you just happen to, you know, be out with your guy and he comes and you're like, oh shit,
You gotta say it.
I smashed this dude. You gotta say it. You gotta tell him.
You shouldn't say it like that.
I mean,
You should probably tell him like, me and this guy, we hooked up. It wasn't good, but that's what we would
Okay,
say.
that's fair.
It wasn't good, but yeah, we hooked up.
He
That'll
could
make you feel a little
have
better.
he could have
Okay.
smoked your boots. You
Right.
still gonna say that.
It wasn't good.
Look,
fair.
if if I hit somebody's like cousin or aunt or something back in the day and I meet their family member,
You tell them.
I'm not telling them.
Why
Why
not?
not?
Why?
Because they gonna tell.
They might not tell.
They might not tell.
Yo.
I feel like it's a
Don't tell.
conversation. You be like,
When it
hey,
comes to women, I already assume
Right, exactly.
they gonna tell.
Exactly.
They gonna tell.
I don't know. I ain't
Especially if y'all start doing good.
Yeah.
Shit start
Yeah.
going
well.
Yeah, all
Cohen
of a
on
sudden,
this
some shit gonna happen.
Let me
and
talk to
somebody
you.
gonna say something.
She gonna call you for dinner one day and tell you, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I fucked your man. Long
But
time
at that point, you can recover from that. I'd be like, I forgot. That's your aunt.
I
was
forgot.
drunk. I was drunk.
I'll just tell you.
Lies, these guys.
I would want somebody to tell me.
Right.
I would, cause I don't want to be that nigga in the room. You walk in
Yeah,
the
we
room,
learned that from Cardi.
niggas like,
We learned that from Cardi.
Like, oh, what's up, my man? Like, oh yeah, rapping. Then be
Hey,
like,
I'm
hey,
keeping it
that nigga that
I'm
you
keeping it
suck on,
Mario
that you
Winans,
suck
baby.
on,
I don't want to know.
shit, I want to know.
I do not want to know.
like that.
I'm with Cohen on this one, man. It don't even really matter for me.
I still want to know.
If I hit an aunt and I end up dating her niece, if the aunt don't tell, I ain't gonna tell.
But how you know that the aunt not gonna tell you?
If the aunt
We gonna
tell,
take
then we
that
gotta
risk.
have a conversation.
Yeah.
But if the aunt don't say nothing, I ain't never
But
saying
you'll never
nothing.
because the aunt may not say, oh, who the guy was, but could have been like, oh, girl, met this guy on the trip, rocked my world, did this, that, this young guy, whatever.
I don't give a fuck. If they don't
But
bring
then
it up,
you come
I ain't bringing it up.
around And you see her, and she's like, oh, let me introduce you to my aunt.
I don't
Some
know
movie
her.
type stuff. You gonna see her and she gonna see you, and y'all gonna just leave it at
I
that?
don't know you.
She never gonna
If
bring
they
it
know
up.
each other, you gotta tell. You gotta
Even
tell.
if they don't. If
Well,
y'all
they-
hanging around
well,
the
they
same
don't know each other,
circle,
ain't no point, but-
but I mean, if y'all hang around in the same circle, you guys are gonna be in the same space.
But if the
Yeah.
woman doesn't, what if she decides not to say anything because of it was a one night stand or
I don't give a fuck.
the moment has passed and she don't say nothing?
I
Why do
found
I need to
out-
volunteer the
She gonna come
information?
and say something
If I
to you.
found out you had me in the room with a nigga that you fucked prior to the situation, and you didn't
Yeah.
tell me,
That's a problem.
I'm salty.
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
like, now you putting me in a
What you mean
clown
prior to
position.
the situation?
Right.
What if they ain't know prior? Like she just gave an example. It's like,
I
let me
did.
introduce you to
No,
my aunt.
and that's what I'm
And then
saying.
you walk
Like,
to the
if
aunt
you
and
go,
you see.
no, and if you
Because then
see
you
that
run the
that's
risk of
when-
like you'll dump her.
If I walk in the
That-
room
and that's
and
what
you
I'm
say,
saying.
yo,
So hold on,
this
so
my
listen.
friend, my cousin,
So
blah,
what
blah,
if-
blah, and I
So-
fucked her, I'm gonna be like, yo. I
So
fucked
if
your
you've been
friend.
a year
Right.
deep,
Years
listen,
ago.
listen,
Right,
listen.
exactly.
So if you've been in a relationship with,
I'm with Norm on
hold
that.
on. So if you've been in a relationship for like a year strong, and then you go to a family reunion, you see a cousin, you learn that you didn't hit that cousin.
I'll tell her.
You having up in a conversation, and then you risking like racing
Yes,
that
you
whole
tell
relationship and all that
them,
just
because
because you had
that's
sex with
what
the
we're
cousin.
If it's
I'm gonna tell
This
you.
is a cousin you might
relevant,
see once every 5
if
years
it's relevant,
because
I'll tell him.
it's family reunion and that's it,
It's
and
me
you
or
care
her.
that much.
It's me or her.
Nah, if it's relevant, a
It's me or
situation
her.
comes up, if somebody's acting weird, I'm like, why the fuck she acting weird? Like, though, why she?
I mean, are you trying to
I'd be
fuck
like,
this
yeah.
relative again?
No.
All right, so
Right?
just
That's
tell
the
her.
point.
Tell her.
No.
Don't because you ain't care fucking again.
Yo,
I don't gotta burn down the house for no reason.
Yo, a woman
It's
is
not gonna
a woman's
be
not
that.
gonna
She
fault
gonna-
you.
Right, exactly.
A
She
nigga
gonna
is more
respect
likely.
So why are we even talking
A dude
about it,
is
though?
more likely to
Exactly.
dump you because you fucked their friend.
But I like
Or
that-
a woman to be like, oh, you fucked her. The next time she see her, she gonna be all
Or
dressed
extra,
up,
all up on
extra.
you. Right.
Yeah, that's
right.
my man, that bitch. You know what I mean? A man.
Y'all be like to live in these worlds thinking that everybody want everybody all the time.
I'm
and so
operating under
because they
man
fucking
time.
want-
I ain't saying nothing until I need to say something.
If I walk in the
it
room
happens
and
in
Ain't
I
no
innocently,
fucking way.
if
Right.
I innocently,
come in, walk into the dot in the Lions.
You better
Den,
tell me.
Nigga, you better tell me. You better tell me that you done fucked some joint up in here.
if I find out I'm up here
It's gonna be-
kiki
yep.
and how high when a nigga that
Yep,
you done fucked,
exactly.
Oh, hell.
Exactly. That's the problem.
hell, I gotta know.
Sounds a little.
Right, just let
Cold.
me know. We'd be cool.
Cold steel over here.
It's not insecure. I need to know.
That's not an insecurity.
I'm not gonna not like the good guy because you fucked him.
Yes,
Right,
you are.
it's
Yes,
a
you
matter
are.
of
You
being-
automatically
So
gonna be
why
like,
is- so why
gonna
is
look
that
at him
relevant?
differently.
It's a
If he
matter-
make
Why is it
any
relevant? Because
smile,
you're gonna
little
approach him
comment in
differently now
there.
that you know.
Oh, he doing it because you
It's
fucked
a
him up.
matter-
You're gonna approach them differently because you know
I
that.
see how the
because
niggas looking at you.
care.
Like you go,
Because
you
it
can't.
matters.
It's human nature. You going to look at that other person a certain way after that.
Yo,
So
you really don't even
I don't want to
care.
do that unless I have to. If I don't have to, I ain't gonna do that.
Yo, I've been around a current person that I know my girl has had a relationship with in the past, and when we run into this dude, it ain't no thing.
Right.
You You know why?
I've been
Number
in the
one,
same
he's not a
situation.
bad
I'm saying,
dude.
it wouldn't
Number
be
two,
different.
she was honest when she realized we knew each other. She was like, yo, you know.
It happened.
But here's the thing.
That's
What
different.
I'm
They was
saying is-
together or something. You talking about if I just pop locked and dropped it one time? I ain't telling them that.
Yeah, and
I don't care about that though.
It's two different. I mean, you got that example, and I got an example on the reverse side where it's like the same. I mean, the opposite. Same.
No woman's gonna be like,
end result.
don't have me in the face
Yeah,
of somebody.
It didn't matter.
That
It didn't matter.
Yes,
is what I'm saying.
don't. The fuck I look like? No, you tell. Okay.
You seem angry about it already.
Better investigate.
I'm not angry. I don't want to be the nigga.
That's
in the
looking
room
silly.
that don't know.
You know-
that don't know.
I just don't wanna
You
be
just
the
don't
nigga.
like being out of the loop. You don't want two people in the room to know
I'm not
something
jealous
you
of the
don't
nigga
know.
for fucking
Right,
already.
it's like
I just don't wanna be out the loop.
To not knowing
Okay.
because then
You could tell me I'm cool. We gonna have a good
As long
time.
as everybody in the room know, then
As long as we all know, you know.
right, that everything cool, but you sitting
Alright.
up there, you the only one that don't know, but everybody else do. You
Yo,
looking
I
silly.
was mad that a girl told me she went out on a date with a nigga that was around where I was around in the same like vicinity. Like, why would you go out with this nigga? Like, why would you like? I would have rather she not told me because it didn't help our
What's the big
situation any.
deal? What's the big deal?
I'ma look at the nigga funny afterwards. You don't
She
want the
already
nigga.
fucked him. Like, what's the
But
problem?
she didn't fuck him, and I was still mad even though she didn't fuck him.
Oh wow.
So if she didn't say nothing, guess what?
You wouldn't have even.
I wouldn't have had no reason to be mad.
You need to get your shit in order, bro.
I don't. It was no win in it. Where's the win?
I think you need to get
She
your
might
shit
have
in
felt a little better. Like, I told him. I didn't win from that. I felt like shit. Like, I had you on the pedestal, baby, and you did that. Like, I felt like I lost.
That's the problem.
How you lose something that you? I mean, like,
I lost. It was a loss.
all I'm saying is I just want to know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know.
All right, Keys, your car.
I don't want to know if you
All right, so I know I played this game before because I got this question before. It says, describe your sex life with a movie title. And at the time, I didn't feel like thinking, and I just said the last movie that I saw, and I said Queen and Slim. Funny as shit. Because it sounds like, Queen, the girl, and Slim, me, obviously. So, corny as shit. But I'm going to go with another corny one today. A Long Kiss Goodnight.
I'd say Gone with the Wind.
That's funny as shit, too. Gone with
Or in my old days when I was in my past marriage, Paid in Full.
So, does that mean prostitutes?
I don't know if it, I was trying to figure out if it meant the Dougie. Cameron
I'm
out
kidding,
here
I'm kidding.
Dougie and joints on videos.
I don't even know if this is a movie title, but I'll just say it.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yes.
Boys in the Hood?
I know, right? Like,
Boys in the
really? No, Gone with the Wind.
What was your real answer though?
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
That's what he just said.
She just stole my
That's
shit.
what I
Oh,
like.
your
That's
answer.
what, yeah.
So y'all both gone with the wind?
No, okay.
Trip like I want to change
Like,
it
wait, I
now.
want to change that. I want to change
I
that.
give you mine. My sex life. Grumpy old. No.
I told you that was such a corny question. That's why I just wanted
know.
to say the last movie I
I'm
saw,
trying
and
to
I
think of
said
funny
Queen and
shit.
Slim, and I was
Let me
like,
think.
dang, that was a dumbass
I gotta
answer.
say
after
my
I
sex
said it.
life.
What movie?
Movie title.
Baby
Right.
boy.
Yeah.
Mine would be
Little Giants.
mine would be
Big fucking Little Tokyo.
mine would be Booty Talk 78.
Wow.
Really 78 through
You
82.
know what booty talk is?
No. What is that?
Shout out to West Coast Productions.
Now, Mr. Wall.
You don't know what Booty Talk is?
No.
Well, I'm living the Booty Talk life right now.
Yo, I grew up on booty talk.
Booty Talk raised us.
That's black
Are you
porn.
serious?
Black porn.
Oh, I didn't know.
You know what? We got to do a show one day dedicated to black porn.
Okay.
That's
we gotta do an X-rated.
We need to get Mr. Mark. We need to get Mr. Marcus
Industry.
on.
I
Wesley
do remember
Pipes.
Mr.
We need
Marcus.
what's the nigga that look like Lloyd Banks?
Oh, nah, he's trash. This
The one that rap
He
dude.
is.
But he be clickbait like
What is his name? It begins with a B or something.
Brian
like that.
Pumper.
Yeah,
Oh, so you
yeah.
do
No,
know.
you know who we need to get? Mr. Delvin.
Which one is he?
The bald, no, not Mr. Delvin. Devin Weed.
Oh, yeah. He's pretty
That's
good,
that
too.
nigga. That's that nigga, yo.
Shout out to all the
Devin
black
Weed.
porn stars that raised
Okay.
this.
Yo, we grew up. We grew up.
Keep your booty
Watch
talk tapes under the mattress. Shout out to all our dads and uncles that left them in a VCR and we discovered
Yeah,
them.
buddy.
What is this? Oh my God, what is this?
Oh my goodness.
Remember the first time I found a booty talk in the VCR?
Oh my God.
I was trying to play Transformers,
That shit
but
changed
it
my
was
life,
booty talk on there.
What?
All right.
Oh no, every man remembers his first porn.
That shit definitely changed.
I
my
believe
life.
it.
But you know what though?
I was like, booties can talk? That's why I was looking in the tape.
Final thought.
I thought it was like a rap video.
Nah, I thought it was like a rap video.
I did. I was like, booty talking? Let me see what this is.
That was definitely
Oh my
porn.
God.
All right,
Change your
ladies
life.
and gentlemen, it's that time.
Booty talk time.
That's what the music sounds like. All right. It's the final thoughts time. Ladies and gentlemen, we have exhausted our topics. And around this time of the night, each member gets their chance to summarize their viewpoints of the topics that we discussed on this podcast. And with that, we'll go to our newest member, Kirk Keys. Kirk,
What's Jeezy fiance name?
Jenna, or some shit.
Oh shit.
Keep submitting.
Jenny.
You explained it perfectly.
Come on.
Do your thing. Don't let no haters tell you otherwise. I don't even need to focus on no more than that. Willow, stop focusing on the haters, baby girl. We love you. You black. You're excellent. Your parents are excellent too. They done had a whole what was it called?
Entanglement.
Entanglement. They done redefined cheating. And you think we actually out here shaming y'all? Ain't nobody shaming y'all.
We just know y'all niggas crazy.
Exactly. We just know y'all different. Do y'all different stuff. Y'all the first free black kids out here. Do some free black stuff. Wear your dresses. We ain't with it, but do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Willow, cut your hair. We ain't with it, but do what you gotta do. Because nobody cares. At the end of the day, be free, being black. Michigan, kidnappers, governors. Those are my final thoughts.
Shout out to Kirk, man. I gotta give me a strand or whatever that shit is. Tonight. I need a strand. Ask Miss Smith what you got.
Let's see. Wait, what we talk about? Jenny May, right?
That's her name?
Yeah, Jenny May. Or Jenny Mom. One of the Jenny May.
Jenny Monk.
Nobody knows.
Jenny May. Okay, so
Damn,
with
y'all
her,
butchering that lady
I
name.
know
It's
we are.
something.
For
Hurry up and buy.
oh
care.
shit. Oh my god, I can't. Shit. This is what happens, guys.
That bottle must be empty.
It gotta be empty.
Salt and pepper.
Look. All right, okay, real quick. I agree with her on the submissive definition. What she wants to do in her future marriage with Jeezy, I feel like she should. There's nothing wrong in being submissive to your husband. Your boyfriend, that's something different. A nigga you talking to, that's something different.
Why
Your
you gotta be a
husband,
nigga?
definitely. What else we talking about?
Willow.
Michigan kidnappers.
Willow.
Willow Smith.
Okay, Willow. Look, sis, you just need to hang around a little bit more black people, and you'll understand that. Hey, it happens. You get talked about. You get joned on. It's okay. I know your white friends probably was just like, oh my God, why are they saying those things?
Willow, they suck.
Right, exactly.
It's the black community.
Yeah, exactly. Just grow a pair, sis. That's all. Just grow. nut. Okay, yeah.
Maria's not even drunk.
No weapon.
Y'all can't tell me y'all ain't laughing, but that was
My
funny,
own
right?
button pressed the button too far.
So look,
Ain't got no final thoughts.
wait, so look, and then,
Ain't none.
That's
You ain't smart enough to have no final thoughts.
wait a minute. Look.
Say me a little, you know.
Like the drunk uncle. Save me a little bit, save me a little bit.
God damn it, motherfucker.
The whole kidnapping thing, hey, let them people kill themselves.
I'm not saying he should have killed her.
Right.
I'm not saying he should have killed her. But I understand.
Damn, they was trying to kill her though.
I mean, I'm saying like they need to. I said let them fight themselves. This is straight talk no chase.
What's Captain
Yo.
And I just nod like, yeah. Bridge is gone, guys.
The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Oh, shit. The bridge.
This is what happens to straight talk no
That's the
chase.
name of the
That's
show.
my final thought.
The bridge is over.
The topic of the name of the show is The Bridge is Over. The bridge is over. God damn.
Oh,
Hell yeah, the bridge is gone.
oh my God. Are you finished, Maria?
Yes,
Do we have a
I did my hand
boat?
clap
Do we
and
got a
everything.
boat
We don't have a
drop? We need a boat drop.
Next.
Okay. So I guess it's my turn. Shout out to everybody who is gonna listen, tuning in on iTunes, Facebook, YouTube. We couldn't do this without you, and we're here for you. You know, shout out to all our fans who normally call in and support the show. We got something great coming for you coming up, all right? When it comes to Willow Smith and her criticism, quote unquote, of the black community, as a child advocate, as a mentor, I think it's always important to leave space for youth to express themselves, but also be able to teach them after, right? I think Willow was right to be able to express how she felt and the reaction she got from the black community, right? She can only speak to her experiences, but as a community, we also have the right to turn around and educate her and let her know that just because you're different, you're gonna receive some backlash, but if you're confident in your life, your lifestyle, and doing what you do, and also just being successful, success is gonna breed hate. If you at the top of the food chain, people gonna hate you. So you gotta grow some thick skin and continue to do well. When it comes to the Michigan militias, black people, we need to be on alert, right? Once they stop fighting with each other, they're gonna come for us. So this is our time to regroup, retool, and tool up and get some strategy going, right? Because we are the spoils of war. Our labor has always been the spoils of war. Our buying power has always been the spoils of war in America. So guess what? We are still the spoils of war, but we have an opportunity to turn the tide and change things. So we need to seize that opportunity. When it comes to Jenny Ma and Young Jesus relationship, I think Jenny has recognized when she has a man that can actually lead her household. She's a boss in her own right. And a lot of women are gonna hate on her just because she's a boss. She's on TV, she has her own brand, she's making her own money, and she got with another boss in Jeezy, who is a bigger boss than her. Jeezy is a man that came up out the mud, out of his circumstance, and built a multi-million-dollar business, recording career, clothing lines, liquor sponsors, a multitude of business. So she recognized she met a man that can lead her family forward. And she's embracing it. And she's rubbing a lot of women the wrong way that have never met or invested in a man that can lead them anywhere. So the concept of a man leading them is foreign because they never met a man of that ilk and caliber that can lead them somewhere. So ladies, if you don't understand it, you just haven't experienced it yet. When it comes to, what's the last motherfucking topic?
Cards
Huh? Oh, the cuff cards.
in your booty ate.
If you want to get your ass ate, get your ass ate. Like, when it comes down to sex is between two people unless you choose to broadcast it past your bedroom, right? And if you do what makes your partner happy, continue to do that. Don't worry about what society tells you is right or wrong. If you're happy in your situation, enjoy yourself. That's my final thoughts.
Facts. I guess booty is in the eye of the beholder.
I hit the other button for him.
Yes.
I'm gonna quote that on my Facebook. Booty is in the eye of the beholder. Trip Simpson.
Oh shit. Honestly, man, listen. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody this week. Once again, Kirk Keys, Maria, Cosby Digital. Excellent final thoughts. I'm gonna keep my shit brief. When it comes to Genemai and submission, I agree with her. However, I do think she's setting young Jeezy up for sure. But her message was definitely on point. Ladies, you have to understand that men don't want you telling them what they should do when it comes to their lane. And that's what submission is all about. Submission is still a 50-50 thing. It's all in where you delegate power and roles. I thought he was sleeping.
I thought he was asleep too, because he looked like he was.
That nigga ain't moved in about 5 minutes.
Like, damn.
Hey, y'all.
I was like, it's time for intervention. Stop smoking gas, man. Get you some regular.
Yeah, funny.
You need that Reginald.
I be minding my business, dog.
Go see Mr. Reginald.
But no.
Smoke. What do y'all talking?
Hey, young.
So listen, ladies, submit to the role your man has to play, and fellas, submit to the role that your woman has to play. Mm-hmm. Hell, I'm not gonna tell you how to sweep the floor.
You know what?
But sweep it, motherfucker.
Hey, listen. Pine Sol or Lysol. I don't give a fuck what you use. Just get the goddamn floor clean. I'll submit to your choice. But nah.
I'm not co-signing his message. I just
Relationships are 50-50. Or some real talk. Relationships are 50-50. Submission comes with the lane. So when a man is in his lane, just submit to that lane. When a female is in her lane, submit to that lane. And I'm telling you, you'll have a great relationship. Trust me. When it comes to Willow Smith, I don't want to belittle the young lady, even though I may have done it already. But I didn't really mean to. It just really bothers me when people with influence in our community take their personal issues and try to use that to indict our whole community. Like, if you have a problem with a couple of people who said some shit to you, either call them out or forever hold your peace. But right now, we don't need another article with another prominent black person indicting us for petty shit that doesn't really have anything to do with black empowerment. So on that note, Willow Smith, just take a chill pill and, think about some ways that you can maybe not be so weird so we don't have to question the shit you do. It is what it is. I mean, they're weirdos. Everybody knows it. They're weirdos.
They're weirdos.
But, we don't cancel none of y'all. We don't cancel any of you guys. You're weirdos. But we still support the quality things that you guys do. But damn, if you're gonna be a weirdo, we got shit to say. It is what it is. What's next? The militias in Michigan. Listen, just because people have no teeth doesn't mean that they're not dangerous. Just because people chew tobacco doesn't mean they won't.
The only one that finds that hilarious.
Doesn't mean they won't try to take over the country. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been saying this week after week after week. Buy guns, buy ammunition for your own protection. I'm not telling anyone to go out here and commit any crazy acts, because that's not what we do. But defend yourself, because these people are completely insane.
Hey, no, look, I would normally never interrupt your final thoughts, but I want you to read this right here.
Run that.
Just
Wow.
because I guarantee you has something to say about
Joe Biden campaign launches first ever battle rap ad to encourage people to watch vote.
What are your thoughts on the fly? What are your thoughts on that?
Is Joe Biden spitting?
To all the white militias out here. All I'm saying is he ain't the president yet. He ain't the president yet.
Hit the green button.
I said he should have killed her. But I understand.
That can't be true. That can't be true.
Shout out to Maj Teray. Maj posted this just now.
That can't be fucking true. That can't be fucking true. Goddamn, where was I at? Oh, the white militias. I said what I said.
On some guns.
As far as getting your booty ate, my dude, that's like your first bump of coke.
Get your
Next
booty
thing you
to the
know,
polls.
you get the whole pipe in your mouth, and your family's like, you can't come to
hit the button
Thanksgiving
on
no
him.
more. I'm telling you. Don't get your booty ate if that's not what you're into. As far as anything else on the cuff cards, I don't have time for that shit.
No.
I cannot.
I just really want to insult Cosby Digital. Because that's what we do on Straight Talk.
Insult Cosby Digital.
We insult people.
Cosby Digital specifically.
And we try to justify it by saying it's helping the black community. So for myself, no, I'm kidding. We do help the black community. For myself, Kirk Keys, Maria, and Cosby Digital, this has been Straight Talk, No Chase.
Straight cash, homie.